What is up, you savages? Welcome to another video and hope you guys are doing well. And Google I/O 2017 took place yesterday, and it is an event where the software developers and the app developers that use those softwares are brought back to one place to discuss about the improvements, the announcements that are going to take place in the upcoming year. So it was a long event. I stayed up all night watching the whole stream. But if you do not have that much time, then you can just tune into my video and watch the top highlights according to me that you should know about if you want to stay updated. Now, there's going to be some honorary mentions, but I'm going to talk about the top 5 things that according to me was the highlight of the event. Now, starting off the list with Google Lens. Now, according to me, Google Lens was by far the most excited thing that happened on the Google I/O. It got me really excited to know about something like this. And even the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai, has gone on record and said it was his favorite thing as well. Google Lens has a lot of similarities with many other apps out there. Even Pinterest Lens is kind of exactly like the Google Lens, but Google Lens has a few tricks up its sleeves. Now, what Google Lens is going to do is it's going to show you informations on your screen. If you hold your phone to a street and show it around, it's going to give you informations based on its knowledge, and it already knows where you are. So according to the demographic, it's going to show you informations. And even on the stream, it showed an example where you have the routers, where you have the SSID and the password. You can just scan the SSID and the password on the barcode, and it's gonna automatically log you in on the router. So this was pretty amazing according to me. I don't know what you guys think about it. You guys can let me know in the comments below. It's been 2 years since the launch of Google Photos, and a lot of people, billions of people, are using the Google Photos nowadays. Now, what Google Photos has improved on is different kind of filters that I have shown on the stream, and it's amazing. Like, not your normal filters where you just add saturation and brightness and contrast and all that. What it's gonna to do is it's going to use machine learning and artificial intelligence to remove obstacles that is on your photos. The example that showed on the stream was pretty amazing. If it's going to be anywhere near and what they showed, it's going to be amazing. I'm excited about it. And that's what Google Photos has on its sleeve. And also there's a thing called the shared albums, where you can share the photos of, like, if you take the photos, if you're on a vacation and you're taking photos of your children and the landmark and everything, you can automatically share it with your partner. And there's also something called shared with friends, where like the photos that you have on your gallery, if the photo is some of your friends, then it will automatically suggest you to share the photos with your friends. It's going to be called the suggested sharing, which will be suggested with, like, this year the Google I/O's main focus point was on machine learning and artificial intelligence, which is nothing to be surprised about. This is the year where machine learning and artificial intelligence, AR and VR, is going to get prioritized. Now, next up is Kotlin, and you might not get as excited as I got, because I'm a student of computer science and engineering, so I have to do a little bit of programming now and then. So Kotlin is a new programming language designed for Android development. Now it has been Java has been the most popular amongst the developers for Android, and Kotlin is a new programming language introduced. And even when they announced that there's going to be a new language, it was the loudest cheer in all the stream. Like, they released a lot of new things on the stream, but when they announced Kotlin, it was the loudest cheer, trust me.
We have never added a new programming language to Android, and today we're making Kotlin an officially supported language in Android.
Now, what Kotlin is, it's actually, I don't think it's going to replace Java. You can still use Java, but Kotlin is much easier to learn and much easier to process. Like Kotlin, the difference between Kotlin and Java is that Kotlin has less codes, but it takes much time to compile, and Java has more code but less time to compile. So yeah, it's up to you what you prefer. And if you're also a developer, you can let me know in the comments below if what do you prefer. Are you still going to use Java like me? I'm still going to use Java. I think there's no point in learning something new, even if it's easier, but Java is native and I'm still used to Java. So yeah, let me know what you prefer. And next news is Android Go, and Android Go is as like I have already said about it about the Kotlin. Android Go is something that got me excited because from my perspective, it's something to get excited about. Android Go is, as you have maybe you have already heard about YouTube Go that was launched on India. What YouTube Go is optimized YouTube, where it consumes less data and everything, and Android Go is exactly that. Now Android Go is going to be released over the phones that are mid-range, which has like 520 MB of RAM or 1 GB of RAM or less than that. So the mid-range phones will get optimized apps for dedicated for those phones only. Like on the Play Store, it will have optimized apps that should have less pressure over the phones that are not as high build. So yeah, I think Android Go is pretty amazing because I don't usually use Google Pixel or Samsung S8 or something fancy like that. I also use a mid-range phone, so it's a good news for me and maybe a lot of other people that use mid-range phones. So yeah, Android Go is going to be amazing according to me. Now moving on to Google Home. Now Google Home has become popular around amongst many people. So Google Home is going to get a little improvement. What Google Home is going to do, it's going to give you informations based on the current situations, like if it already knows your schedules and everything. So it's going to light up. It doesn't have usually it doesn't have any screen. So what Google Home is going to do is it's going to give you information based on the situations, like if there's going to be traffic, so it will it will light up, which will let you know that there's some news that you need to know. So if you ask him what's up or what's the news, then it will tell you that you should get up early or go out early because there's traffic or there's rain, or you should something.
So for example, let's say I'm relaxing and playing a game with the kids. Well, I can see that the Google Home lights just turned on. Hey Google, what's up?
Hi Rishi, traffic's heavy right now, so you'll need to leave in 14 minutes to get to Shoreline Athletic Fields by 3:30 p.m.
The little improvements that Google Home is going to get. Now I already told that there's going to be some honorable mentions, and those honorable mentions are Google Assistant, where it's going to be where it was called the actions on Google. So what are those? Well, Google Assistant is going to now support transactions, payments, sign-ups, account management and all that. If you were to ask Google Assistant about sushi, it will not just give you information about the sushi, but you can even order sushi from a nearby place, and you can also pay the money through your Google Assistant. You can just use your fingerprint to confirm the payment. So I think it's pretty neat. And there's something that has to be talked about, and it's Android O. But let me ask you a question. What do you think the Android O is going to be called? I don't think it's going to be called Oreo. I mean, it's highly unlikely because Google always does this thing, like N was supposed to be Nutella. Every was like going nuts over Nutella, but it didn't happen. So Android always does something messed up. So I don't think it's going to be Oreo. So what are other options according to you? Let me be sure to let me know in the comments. Now about the Android O, Android O has already launched a developer preview. You can already use the beta, enroll for the beta testing if you are using a Nexus or a Pixel. And so what are the new things that are happening on the Android O? Well, you're going to get something called the notification dots, where it will not give you numbers, how many numbers of notifications you have. Instead, you're going to get a different color of dots, suggesting that you have unread notifications. And there's also going to be something that you already have the 3D touch, right? 3D touch like settings, where you can long press on the icon to reply or view the notification that you already have. And it's also going to get improvements around the emojis and different things like that. So this was it. This was my roundup for the Google I/O 2017, and let me know if I have missed something that you were excited about and I forgot to mention. I'm sorry if I didn't, but these were the things that got me really excited. I stayed up all night watching the stream. So this was my top highlights of Google I/O 2017, and as always, thank you for watching. Be safe, be savage.